the Rugby Africa Cup 2022 champions. They book their place at the Rugby World Cup next year. Namibia are the Rugby Africa Cup 2022 champions, retaining their title and with it booking a ticket to the Rugby World.
Make history. They bring it down to the ground. Clemente Saavedra, bodies piling in everywhere. Chile, for the first time in history, the great nation of Chile will take part in the Rugby World Cup spectacle. 35 years in the making. The South Americans will finally bring their flair to France in 2023 against all odds.
Against all odds is right.
To put Portugal in the Rugby World Cup in France. It's straight down the pipe. Marks for Portugal. They've done it! Portugal are on their way to the Rugby World Cup in France 2023. They have beaten the USA on the final play.
Seriously, like, how much joy does it bring you to see the smaller nations qualifying for the first time ever for the Rugby World Cup? You know, like Chile, all that type of stuff. Rewatching these videos, it just makes you super happy, right? Rugby World Cup 2027, Australia. I'm super excited. We're going to go through in this video the teams that have already qualified, the teams which might qualify, and also the steps of the qualification and which teams are going to be involved. We're going to do an update every time there's new qualification. So every time someone qualifies, we'll add it in, we'll update it, and we'll see which tournaments are coming up in the next coming months. And if you do enjoy this sort of content, if you want to keep up with it, because I'm going to be at the Rugby World Cup, I'm going to be watching all the games, I'm going to be on the ground, I'm going to be talking to people before the games, just doing random interviews with fans. I'll be outside the ground, I'll be inside the pubs, I'll be wherever it might be. Hopefully it's not too R-rated. But if you want to join the ride, hit that like button. The main one as well is to hit the subscribe button. It's right below the video. All it is a click of your thumb or a click of your mouse, and it's free, and it really supports the channel to get us up into subscriptions. It's the best way you can help the channel. And also comment. I mean, if you enjoy rugby, this is what I made this channel for, so we can talk about rugby in a good way. We can, you know, do some tongue-in-cheek and have fun, because rugby, to me, and I guess to a lot of us, is the best game in the world, and we want to see it grow. Now let's get into this video. These are the teams that have already qualified for the 2027 Rugby World Cup. We started on the top. So you got Scotland, you got Ireland, you got England, and you got Wales. You also have France, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Romania, and Georgia. Then you got Japan, Fiji, the All Blacks, the Wallabies, Springboks, and Los Pumas down in Argentina, who have already qualified for the tournament. So 12 of the teams automatically qualified for the next Rugby World Cup, where 4 have qualified through tournament, which we'll quickly run through now. So you can see here the teams that have automatically qualified from the last World Cup and this is by world ranking, by the way, so the number next to it is their world ranking. So you can see South Africa, Ireland, New Zealand, France, Argentina, England, Scotland, Australia, Fiji, Italy, Wales, and Japan automatically qualified. And these are the countries that have qualified by tournament. So Georgia, Portugal, Spain, and Romania, they all qualified through the European Cup, being in the top 4. Now this is for the next playoff to make it into the last pool. So there's going to be 4 teams at the end who play off for the last spot in the Rugby World Cup. And that's one of the teams will be the 5th place team in Europe. And you can see the teams that are playing off next weekend is Holland, so Netherlands versus Germany. And then you got Belgium versus Switzerland. The winners of those play off in the last match to make it into the last pool of the qualification tournament. We can have a quick look here. As you can see, 4 teams from Europe, 3 teams from the Pacific, Let's move my face out the way here. You got one team from Asia automatically qualifying for the first time ever. You got one from Africa, one from South America automatically qualifying, and then one automatic qualifier between the runner-up of South America and the Pacific last place team. Now let's go through these tournaments real quick. So the teams which will be involved in the Asia one, let's see if we can zoom in there so you can see it as well. So the Asia tournament will be run from June through July this year. The nations who will be involved is the Hong Kong, China, as they say, Korea, Malaysia, and the UAE, United Arab Emirates. So the winner of this automatically qualifies to the Rugby World Cup, where the runner-up goes to the Asia and Africa playoff. So it means the runner-up of Africa and the runner-up of this tournament, the Asia tournament, playoff, and the winner of that goes into the last pool to make it to the Rugby World Cup. And Hong Kong is one of the last two tournaments. So, you know, the money would probably be in Hong Kong. The UAE finished second last time, United Arab Emirates. Korea has always been fairly strong. And Malaysia is the new dog in town. They just got promoted from the second division. But yeah, Hong Kong seems to be the team where the money's on. So what an amazing experience. I think, you know, adding these extra teams in, making 6 pools of 4, it gives teams some opportunity. It also makes you concentrate more on the matches as well. You can't afford to lose matches, right? And it just gives countries like cities like Hong Kong, gives countries like UAE a chance to maybe make it into the World Cup. And imagine being a player from there. You know, being a fairly amateur player, being able to play overseas, go to the World Cup, play against teams like the Springboks, the Welsh team, etc. I mean, it'll be experience for a lifetime, and that'll just grow the game because they'll go back, show people there, and more kids would want to play in the Rugby World Cup. So I think it's a win-win for everyone. Now, the Africa tournament is in July this year, which the winner automatically qualifies for the Rugby World Cup. So the teams involved are Algeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Kenya, Namibia, Senegal, Uganda, Zimbabwe, and then the winner of the 2025 repechage. So the favorites here are Namibia and Zimbabwe, of course. Zimbabwe has been making heaps of inroads. Namibia has always been pretty much the team that usually goes to the World Cup. So it'll be interesting. So the winner automatically qualifies, and the runner-up, like I said, plays off against Asia's second team to go into the last pool of qualification. Now in South America, there's one team that automatically qualifies. The tournament is run from July through to September this year. The teams that will be there is Brazil, Chile, Paraguay, and Uruguay. And obviously there's a 2-team race really, but there's one team that can upset some. So Uruguay and Chile are the favorites. Chile are the favorites in this tournament. Brazil can upset. So Brazil has beaten Chile and Uruguay before. They beat Hong Kong not that long ago in Hong Kong, but then lost the next match. So it's kind of growing in Brazil. So it'll be interesting to see, but your money would be on Chile or Uruguay. And now the runner-up of this tournament actually plays off a home and away tournament against the last place team in the Asia Pacific tournament. And then whoever wins between those two teams goes straight to the World Cup. And the loser of it goes into that last pool of 4 to qualify. Now you can see in the Pacific here. So usually there'll only be 3 teams that qualify, right? So the best 3 teams will qualify. And the 6th place, so the last place team, will go into that playoff with the South America 2nd place team. And I forgot to say as well, the 3rd place team in the South America competition will actually go straight into the last qualification tournament as well. So you can see here, so the Pacific one, the teams that have already qualified is Japan and Fiji. They automatically qualified from last tournament. Canada, Samoa, Tonga, and the USA are also involved in this. So the best 3 place teams at the moment, you're probably thinking is going to be Samoa, USA, and Tonga, where Canada looks like the weakest team at the minute, but Tonga has been weakening lately as well. So if Canada upsets Tonga, then they'll have to go into that South America and Pacific playoff. So it's going to be interesting. But your money would be on Samoa, USA, and Tonga probably to automatically qualify. This tournament is in August and September this year. And as you can see, there's a home and away playoff in September this year as well. And that's the runner-up of South America competition and the last place team in this Pacific comp. Now, the final qualification tournament is in November this year, with the South America Rugby Championship third place team, the South America and Pacific playoff loser, the Rugby Europe's Men Championships fifth place team, and then the Africa and Asia runner-ups playoff winner, also making it into this last tournament. Man, I reckon that last tournament will be brilliant. I think, you know, let's say, we're just hypothetically talking here, it'll probably be someone like Brazil, let's say Canada, then either Holland or Belgium, and then it'll probably be either, let's go someone like Zimbabwe or the UAE. So it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be a great tournament. I'm going to be watching it for sure. I'm going to be following all these as closely as possible. But I think the more teams, the better. I think it's brilliant for the game that they're doing it. And it's just going to be interesting to see which teams actually qualify, which team's going to upset some teams. And like I said, we're going to have to update this every time there's a tournament done. And it looks like it'll be June, July, probably July when the next update will be. So if you want to follow it, hit that subscribe button. You'll be able to see those future videos. We'll be able to follow these round by round. So like the video if you liked it. Comment as well. Let me know who you want to make the World Cup or who do you think will make the World Cup. Even if you give me a list of 1 to 24 who you think will make the World Cup. You know, this is the stuff that interests me about rugby. And that's what makes rugby so much better than any other rugby in the world. You know, way better than rugby league is that the opportunity for these teams to make it and just how spread in the world this game is. It's just brilliant. But thank you for watching. If you've watched this long, you might as well hit that subscribe button if you've listened to me speak for this long. And like the video if you like it. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.